Welcome to our basement, or at least the half of the basement that we are willing to show you. This is our laundry room, and it has been featured in countless Clean My Space videos. There's another half to this basement, one which is much more dark and sinister. This is the one place in our home where we put everything that doesn't belong somewhere else. It's a cesspool of computers and electronics, video production equipment, mementos, paperwork, books and magazines. We even store some old furniture here, which never gets used. And over here on these shelves, yep, you guessed it, this is where we keep all of our cleaning products for making these videos. And over here is even more stuff. This massive pile of stuff represents all the products we get sent here at the Clean My Space HQ, and tucked behind is my art area where clearly no art can be made. Nothing much at all can be made in this basement. It started getting out of hand about a year ago, and we've just never gotten around to fixing the issue. But with a baby on the way, my office is turning into a nursery, and this basement is going to become my new office. So it's about time the basement got a little honeydew love. It's about time we cleaned out the basement. Let's kick things off by creating an area to temporarily hold the items before getting rid of them. There's going to be 3 areas to be exact: an area for items we are going to sell, an area for donations, and an area that we will be giving stuff to friends and family. We have a very special guest this Honeydew episode, world-renowned cleaning guru Melissa Maker, who also happens to be my wife, who also happens to be very pregnant, but very much wanted to help with this job and get as much stuff out of the basement as possible. So here she is. There's not much method to the madness. We're just trying to get rid of as much stuff as possible and to clear up as much room as possible. That's the primary goal down here, freeing up every available inch of space. Now onto the cleaning supply shelves. These were the Crocs that Melissa wore to the very first Clean My Space cleaning job 11 years ago, so that's pretty cool. We should probably hang on to those. These shelves have a lot of useful products, but indeed there's so much stuff on here that we no longer use and probably can be passed along to someone who can actually use what it is. It's a really big job, but as the saying goes, how do you feed an elephant? One bite at a time. That's looking a lot better already. We parted with about 50% of the stuff. I'm sure we'll part with a little bit more as time goes on, but this is a great start. So you may be asking yourself, Chad, that's all well and good, but where's all of that stuff going now? Well, let me tell you. I did a bunch of research on the internet trying to find places that would accept cleaning supply donations, and guess what? There's actually quite a few options. Many women's shelters and homeless shelters will happily accept these types of donations. And I also learned that animal shelters are always in need of cleaning supplies. So that's what I opted for. We loaded up the car and I made my way to the Toronto Wildlife Centre. They are the ones who take care of all of the wildlife in the Greater Toronto area, all of the squirrels and foxes and birds that need any kind of help. They are the ones that take care of them. And they were very happy to accept the cleaning supplies we donated. All the non-cleaning supply stuff was donated to a local value village later that night. All right, let's get back into the basement and pick up where we left off. I'm going to move my weights over to the other side of the room, and then I am going to slim down some of my art supplies. I'm also going to get rid of these plastic drawer units that seemed like a good idea at the time, but don't really serve any more purpose. So take care, so long, bye-bye. Here's another little piece of CMS memorabilia. It's a sign from Melissa's book signing at Indigo from last year, so I think we may hang on to this, just find another place for it. But things I no longer should be hanging on to are all the boxes that my camera equipment came in. I hang on to this stuff for some reason, I'm not too sure why, and except for like very, very few select boxes, I think we can safely part with 90% of these. And here's my hockey card. Little known fact about Canadians, we all keep a hockey card in our basement for good luck. It's absolutely true. Next, let's move over to this area, which I use for photography. There's not much need to have this area always set up like it is right now, because I don't use it all that often, and it takes up a lot of space. So I'm going to break it down for now, and then I'll set it up only when I actually need to use it. I'm going to move the table to the far end of the basement. This way it's going to free up a lot of space for activities. And I'll give these shelves a little more attention, just free up a little bit more space and maybe consolidate some of the things to free up some room. I'm also going to put this shelving unit to better use elsewhere. All right, it's time to move on to the other side of the basement. And we're going to start with this shelf unit, which provides a lot of storage space, but unfortunately right now it's storing a lot of stuff that we just don't need. Some of the stuff that definitely is going to be staying is some of the memorabilia that I have from my father. He was an exceptional man. I'm going to leave a link in the description box down below to his Wikipedia page, and you can learn all about the awesomeness of Don Reynolds, my dad. And this here is my dad's camera. It was the very first camera that I used to take pictures many, many, many years ago. So this is definitely staying. This is a shirt from about 10 years ago with the very first Clean My Space logo on it. All right, Clean My Space Nation. Now I want your advice on something, and it's these magazines that I'm showing you on the screen right now. So Melissa or Clean My Space has been featured in a bunch of magazines, and for the first few years we actually started collecting and keeping each one, but now they're just kind of kicking around. So leave a comment with what you think we should do with these magazines. These chairs have been with me personally for 15 years now, and as sad as I am to see them go, it is about time to move on from them. And now we're in the home stretch, so let's just clear out the rest of the crap from this side of the basement. Maybe this wasn't the most exciting, fun, entertaining, or glamorous episode of the Honey-Do List. There was no painting, there was no new furniture, we didn't buy anything new for this space. We were literally just using this episode to get rid of as much stuff as possible in our cluttered basement so we could have a bit of a clean canvas to work with. But after a little hard work and a lot of time, we have now freed up enough floor space, and it looks great in here. There's so much more room, and there's so much more room for activities. I think I'm finally ready to start planning out what my whole office situation is going to look like now that I have this clean canvas. I also want to use part of this space to spend time with my daughter, so I want a big open play area that we can play in. And now we're a lot closer to that becoming a reality. Don't forget my comment question from earlier. What should we do with all of the magazines that we have saved? To sweeten the deal, I'm going to randomly select 3 comments and send out a large space kit, Maker's Microfiber cloths, as a thank you to 3 random comments. So make sure you leave a comment down below for a chance to win that. That's it. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked this video. Subscribe for more great honey-do list videos coming up sooner than you expect they may. And as always, thanks for watching.